Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Well, I had come up to have a bit of a tidy up in here because you can't see. What you can see is the tidiest bit. You can't see the mayhem that's all around me. So I had come up to start tidying, but ScrawlrBox has arrived. So like it would be rude not to. So everything's on hold to open the ScrawlrBox. It's really late this month. We're on, what is it, the 31st? It's the last day of January. And I know some people haven't even had their notification yet. They did email us a while back to let us know that there was a problem with deliveries, so it was going to be late. And they apologised profusely. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. These things happen. I have to say, it's a very weighty box. Very weighty. And bulky. Without further waffle, let's get in there and see what's inside. Rip strip off in one. So excited. I'm going to miss this. I have decided that it's probably time for me to say goodbye to ScrawlrBox, at least for a while. I can't justify spending the money on it at the moment. But I'm going to miss this little bit of excitement every month and the inspiration that I always get from the box, you know. So I feel a bit like it's already renewed for next month. I think next month is going to be the last one, probably. I told myself that before and then got a severe case of FOMO, fear of missing out, and just couldn't stop. But yeah, I've loved my ScrawlrBox. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is a monthly art subscription box. You don't know what you're going to get until it arrives, but it's a whole lot of ingredients that work together, and they're provided along with a lot of inspiration and stuff going on. Got a Discord community now, like we have, and they're very busy on Instagram. There's always all sorts of challenges and stuff going on, and Facebook. They've got Facebook too. I think the cost of the subscription at the moment is £20.95 a month. It's cheaper if you buy more months at a time. I've just loved it. I've had ScrawlrBox now since the early days. It's well over 5 years now, and I've loved it. I've just really enjoyed it, and I will be sad to see the end of it, but it seems like this might be a nice penultimate box. Anyway, enough waffle about that. I will leave a link to their website in the description box. I used to leave a referral link so that you could click on there and get £3 off your first box, but they've stopped doing the reward points now, so the ScrawlrBox points. So yeah, so I can't do that anymore, I'm afraid. Oh, this looks exciting. Wow. See, now I'm saying I'm going to stop it, and then here we go. They throw at me something I've never seen before. I would have been gutted if I stopped last month and then saw everybody getting this. I don't even know what this is. How exciting. Lovely packaging. Now, normally the supplies are wrapped up in the tissue. Obviously, they couldn't manage to do that this time. And maybe because they had to get everything, this is what they were waiting for, and they had to get everything else packed and ready and just drop this in the top. I don't know. Look at this. Very exciting. Okay, I'm going to put... Normally I put all the supplies to one side and not spoil the supplies, but I think that probably is the main star of the show. We've got a huge pad of paper this time. Oh, it's newsprint paper. I've never seen it in such a small size before. So newsprint paper is great for doing quick layout sketches on and stuff. And do you know what I love it for? Is doing jelly printing. It's really lovely for that. So it's cheap and cheerful, thin kind of paper. But yeah, for making collage papers and stuff, it's lovely because it's so thin. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm going to take the box out of the way now. You see now, just when I'm thinking it's time for me to stop, they're going to throw at me a box I'm going to absolutely love. I haven't hated any of the boxes. I can't say I've ever felt cheated or disappointed. There's some boxes, there will always be some that you love better than others because of the colours or the type of mediums that you like to work with, but you know. So let's have a look at what we get. Zine, I'm not going to look in that yet. I always leave that till last. You always get an art print by the featured artist. I love this. Very inspiring. So this is Michaela, oh no, I'm going to have to say a name that's difficult now. Theophanopoulou, Michaela Theophanopoulou. Sounds Greek. Yes, Michaela is an Athens-based artist and designer born in Tokyo. Drawing her inspiration from minimalism to expressionism. This will work nicely alongside. I'm doing the Colour Inspiration Journal project at the moment on this channel, and lots of people following along with that. And Tori, I believe tomorrow, is starting her Abstractuary, which is a whole month's worth of prompts to do with abstract artists. So I think these will all work nicely alongside each other. We're having a very artistic month. Year, actually. Right, I'll have a bit more of a read about her later. There'll be an article about her, an interview with her in the zine as well. Normally now at this point I would open up the tissue to see what's inside and find the main star of the show, but I think that's got to be these. I've got to take them out of here now. Very unusual packaging. Okay, I think I need to take it out of that first. Fine lines, fast saturation, soft shading. Colour stays on paper, not on hands, and no fixative required. Resharpens as you draw, that's a bonus. Designed to allow for a more natural, intuitive and expressive way of shading and drawing. I can't get it out of the package. Oh, I'm being thick. Okay, so that has to come off of there, and then this lifts up, and this stays in here. Okay. You feel nice in your hand. Remains to be seen whether they actually, the way I use things, will it sharpen as I use it. I'll have to be careful to use it at the right angle, I guess. Interesting colour palette to try out. Straight away thinking I want to try it on a black paper as well as the newsprint. I guess they're being innovative with their packaging as well. I do like the look of it, and I guess it's something you're going to keep them in. I'd like to know how environmentally friendly this is. If I'm honest, although this is very smart and stylish, it probably would be better if it was all made out of the card, but you know, from a point of view of recycling it. But it is very striking, isn't it? Shame I can't use it in the thumbnail because I don't want to give spoilers to people. But okay, let's see what else we've got in here, and then we'll have a look at the zine. And we'll do a bit of swatching. I am going to miss this. It's like a little present to yourself every month. It's just... What's this? You always get a sticker, which is usually part of the featured artwork. You can see there that it is. There's always a sweetie. Blue Raspberry Sour Fizz Chew Bar. I'll enjoy that in a minute. ScrawlrBox blank pencil. So it's just a kind of HB pencil. And an acrylic paint marker in black. Nice mixture. Save the tissue. Let's have a little look at the zine now to see what they say about using these supplies, and then I'll swatch them. You can, if you want to, you can look up, there's a QR code there so that you can... just looked up the camera and seen the stuck in my desk. If you imagine the rest of the room, except for the bit you can see behind me, is pretty much like this. It's time for a tidy. Lost myself now. Yes, if you scan a QR code on your phone, I can't do that. I can't be bothered even trying to work it out. But you can look up more information about prices and things. But I always say it's not just about what these items would cost if you bought them separately. It's about, there's an intrinsic value in having the box all put together for you and everything else that goes alongside it. And oftentimes you wouldn't be able to go out and buy the items separately, and you wouldn't think to buy them separately, you know. But yeah, I've never felt kind of diddled out of, you know, I've never felt shortchanged, if you like. This clever crayon has been designed to use in multiple angles for different visual effects. Okay. Sweet treat is only for subscribers. I've never noticed that before. A nice fat line creates striking marks with this juicy paint pen. Sits nicely on top of the crayons. That's interesting. I'm going to check that in a minute. There's Michaela. I'd love to be able to do something. Well, I'm going to be inspired to have a go at doing something like that this time. Okay, Scrawler tips. I'd like to have a quick look at this before I try out the supplies. Things to try. Hold your crayons in different ways. Layer over one another. Scratch into them. There's an idea with the paint pen. Layer the paint pen over the crayons using the bulbous end. Wait for the paint to dry and then lightly scratch back into it. So it's like making your own scratch board. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Texture rubbings. Well, that was something I was doing on fabric just recently. Silhouette work. Drawing something with a continual line. That's a really interesting exercise. I have done that a few times in the past. This is all about the artwork. I will try some of these one-line drawings, definitely. That would be a good... I haven't done that for a long time. It's quite good to do it without looking down at the paper. Rather, look at the subject, look at what you're drawing, but don't look at the... Yeah, and you can do like you've got a blind contour drawing, and you can feel around your own face and draw what you feel as well. It's quite an interesting experiment. I did come up with some interesting results. Interesting. Oh, it was the pastels. Was it the pastels? I think it's the pastels. Always love the gallery page. Love to see there's someone I recognise on here, and it's just always so nice to see so many different. Look at all the different results from the same prompt with the same supplies. Incredible. Oh, few names I recognise. Okay, so we have got Julie Spriddle. I know her. We're friends on Instagram and stuff. And yeah, well done, Julie. Look at Frog Face. Well done, Sean. That's a lovely piece. That girl named Em. Well done, Em. Claire. Oh, look at that with the sheep. Love it. I don't remember noticing this piece at the time either. I must have missed that. Oh, look. Jean Bendel. Well done. All these people I know. I hope I haven't missed anyone else I know. I sometimes get confused with different names on different platforms. I mean, I do know a Lindsay. I don't think it's that Lindsay. Look at that. I love them all. Very nice to see so many people I know in there. And then over the page we got the top 3. Look at these. I don't recognise any of the names of the top 3, but look at them. Phenomenal. Really lovely. And look how different they are from each other. I can't for the life of me even think what I did. I know I did a video all about how to use the pastels if you don't like touching them. Just using them with a brush and water. So I can remember doing that, but I can't remember. Did I not even get around to doing a finished piece? Maybe that's why I can't remember what I did, because I didn't do anything. Anyway, beside the point. Okay, and then there's always an article at the back in some way related to the box, what's in the box, or the artist, and you can see where that one's coming from. And they're talking about ancient Greece, so that ties up with the featured artist in more ways than one. And then here's the challenge. This is when their live will be coming up. So this time it's going to be Thursday, 29th of February. It's a really awkward time for me. They do it at 6 p.m. And I was there for the last few seconds last time. It was a bit frustrating. But I will try and join. They're really fun. And and just check them out on Instagram and Facebook as well, because they have lots of challenges going on. And there's always like they do a monthly draw. Huge fan of ScrawlrBox. I'm just because I'm talking about stopping having it, I don't want anyone to think that I've gone off ScrawlrBox, because I just think they're marvellous. I love the whole team. Chris, the founder, is brilliant. He's given prizes for our giveaways before. Kat and Lee, they're lovely. They're lovely people, and I've loved the box. And I feel really sad. I feel almost a little bit choked up at the thought of stopping it, because it's like end of an era for me. But I can't justify keep doing it, I'm retired now and I've got to stop spending so much money on the art supplies. I just can't justify it. It's not like I haven't got anything to play with, is it? So yeah, I don't want anyone to think I've gone off. This is ScrawlrBox 101 challenge. Everything flows. This month's box is to challenge yourself to work with a continuous flow, as inspired by a featured artist. Okay, the continuous line thing. Ooh. Add your own twists and turns and fill between the lines. Overlap and connect your marks to form new shapes. Try shifting your perspective to transform what seems like simple lines into something more spectacular. Well, there's something to chew on. A little swatch. Also such a big old chunky pad of paper, isn't it? I'll try the pen over the top of the crayons in a minute. So I've got to, as always, you give it a good old shake with acrylic paint markers. The nib is bare when you first see it. And you just keep pumping away until the ink starts to come down. Don't bash at it. You don't want to ruin your nib. Just do it gently. Look at that. Is it going to come through? Because it's newsprint, probably. No, it's not coming through that badly, actually. Let's try some of these crayons. We've got the different surfaces we can use. Ooh. Let's get something to rub a bit of texture on with. I can't quite be bothered getting my texture plates out. Yes I can, they're just there, don't be so lazy. Okay, so this is one of my texture plates. Let's just do love doing crayon rubbings. And I did do a video just recently I just use these cheap Crayola crayons. And for what I was doing, they were perfect. Did similar things with all kinds of textures on fabric, and then ironed it between two pieces of paper towel, which removed the wax and left the colour behind, and then you can stitch into it. It's really fun, really fun. If I think about it, I'll try and remember to leave a link to that video. You can get a really dense colour pretty quickly. Will they go over one another? Yes. Look at that. Go over one another really nicely. This is very typical of my completely haphazard style of swatching. What I don't want to do is end up with like a flat stub of crayon. I'm going to have to make sure I use it at such an angle that I will keep it sharp. God, look how dense you can make it really, really quite quickly. Just thinking that if I layer up, doesn't much like doing the light colour over the darker colours, but that's okay. I'm just wondering about layering these up now to create a skin tone. Nice, I like the texture. It's surprising, if I have that up a bit nearer, how much kind of, even though this is really smooth feeling newsprint, you get quite a nice textural looking surface. There, it's quite nice. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to try the paint pen over the top now. I wasn't convinced it was going to work very well. I'm still not completely convinced because I'm getting, do you see what I mean? It's kind of beading up on the wax a little bit. So if it was like where this is laid down really heavy, actually, although it sits on the surface, it is, yeah, there you go. Be interested to see how that dries up. I'm going to, let's just try going over a little bit of this now, let it dry, and then scratch it back. I'm amazed how little has come through on the paper. Okay, I need to wait a second or two for that to dry. Oops. I'm just working in chaos here. Let's try something else while that's drying. It's kind of like the feeling of using kids' crayons, obviously a bit more sophisticated with the shape, but they seem to be kind of more pigmented or something because that colour's going down so easily. I thought I'd try crossing this over and doing the red in the other direction. Really interesting way of mixing the colours. These would be really fun to have a bit, just something completely different. Still waiting for that to dry. It's taken a long time to dry. I guess because it's sitting on the surface of that one is sitting on the surface of the wax. This one looks pretty much dry though. Yeah, okay. That side is dry. Let's get something a little bit scratchy and just see what happens. Oops, take that out. No, it's not working there. It maybe needs to be a different type of paper to try that. But it has done a good solid cover over that wax layer, and just need to remember to give it a good time to dry, because this is still wet now where it's sat up on the surface. So if I just scratch that, because this is a thicker coating of wax. Yeah, so that is kind of allowing me to scratch back. I think it needs to be different paper to do that, to be fair. But definitely worth playing with. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, that is something I have never heard of. I can't get them back in the box. I'm not good. This package, like I said, packaging is so stylish, really striking. But I'm just, as you can see, you've got to put it in the right way around to put it away. As I start to use them and they wear down, would I still keep them in this? Probably not. Will I be able to recycle this bit? Probably not. But it looks beautiful, doesn't it? I'm very inspired by the featured artist. Definitely. I think that's going to be so fun to play with, and as I say, will work nicely alongside other projects that I'm doing, and it will even lend itself into, because the idea with the colour inspiration journal is to work in a kind of like an art journal, but it's kind of gathering ideas to turn into other arts and crafts further down the line. And I can imagine turning this into a stitched format, this kind of a design, so I will definitely be doing some of that. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's something completely different, and even though it is my last couple and I feel a bit sad about that, it's nice to have something really different to try for my last couple of boxes. Brilliant to have 100 sheets of newsprint. As I say, they'll be great for to use my jelly printing if I don't use them all up on this challenge. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that little peek. Are you still waiting for this ScrawlrBox? I know if you're Dawn in Belize, you probably will be waiting another month or two. I think Dawn has only just got her box number 99. There was a bit of a hold up with that at customs or something. So yeah, so if you are still waiting for your box, I hope you're not waiting too long. How do you feel about this box? It's something completely different, is it? Do you feel excited by the challenge, or kind of put off, or what? You know, let me know what you think in the comments. We have got a Scrawler Spoilers room in the Discord community, so if you want to talk about it, if you want to talk about Scrawler in the Discord community, please do it in there so you don't give anybody any spoilers, but you can say what you think in there. I will leave my link tree in the description box, as well as I always do, so you can find links in there to our free Discord community and the Arty Farty Annie Facebook group. It's the Arty Farty Annie group, it's called. You'll know if you're in the right place because it'll say group. That's it for me. I'm going to crack on and do a bit of tidying up now, if I can't find any other excuses not to. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I'll see you again really soon.